reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavbhuti, Hastimalla, and Shimeshwara were famous what? Your options include Jain monks, playwrights, temple architects, and philosophers. Now, guys, if you note the question, it is talking about ancient India. That means it is talking from your syllabus angle. It is not talking from news angle. Yesterday in the advanced elimination technique discussion also, and generally also in this course also, I have said that if anything, any random term from the news is given, Denis Owen, ACE2, Himalayan nettle, right? So many different questions we have discussed. If it is from the news, the most important or the most popular of all the options in the context of your syllabus, of course, will be the most likely answer. But this question is not from news, it is from your syllabus. And random things from your syllabus have been asked. Random things. Now, if important things were asked, or if these were important, will you miss? No, you will not miss. That means whatever out of these four categories are important, you will not miss them. And three names are given. It's very difficult to miss three names, right? Maybe one you will miss, maybe two you will miss, but three names are given. And if you have never heard of any of these three names, that means it is not important. Jain monks or monks in general, Buddhist monks, Jain monks, Hindu monks, whatever. Monks in general is an important category. We have a few monks that are there in our history books. So those were important enough, and that is why they are mentioned. We have philosophers also, Shankaracharya, etc. The important philosophers, these two are important categories. So if these three were in these two categories, you would not have missed. They would be given in your standard books, right? So we are eliminating it from this angle. So there's a dichotomy when you have to choose the less popular option and when you have to choose the more popular option. So if we are talking about something coming from the news, the most popular option will be the most likely answer. And if it is coming randomly related to your syllabus but not given in your books, if it is given in your books, it will be standard fact only. So you will already know them. But if it is just randomly given but it is related to your syllabus, then it is better to go for the less known categories, because the more popular categories you will know. If they relate to that, you will know. So we are to choose between B and C, playwrights and temple architects. Now, this is an unimportant category. This is a completely unimportant category, because who cares about who has designed those temples? Never in your books are these things mentioned. Who has designed your temples? That will not be the answer. This option is similar to the Theosophical Society option in Madnapalli question, right? Too unimportant to be the answer. So what can be the answer? Playwrights is that category which fits the bill. So playwrights is a category which is mentioned in your syllabus. It is mentioned in your standard books. Right? You have Kalidas, you have other playwrights, many different, like almost all kings, the important ones will have their own kind of writers and poets like that. So playwrights is a category which is important enough to be given in your books, but it is not important enough that you will remember the names of all the playwrights in all the history of India, in the entire history of India. So you generally ignore these things, this category. So if three random names are given, it will be from a category that is important enough to be asked. So playwrights is that category, but that category is not so important that you will for sure know it, right? So what fits the bill in this question is Bravo. So we are going for the unknown category. Jain monks and philosophers, too important. Playwrights, not as important, but important enough to be asked. Temple architects, too unimportant a category, right? So if any doubt is there, we'll discuss this question today in the advanced CT discussion session also. So that will be all in this question. The next question also is from Prelims 2021 only, and this is another example of the approach we have already talked about. In the previous question also we talked about that approach, that if you are talking about some random term given in the news, then you have to go for the most popular or the most frequent or the most important category. So it says term ACE2 is talked about in the context of talked about means it is in the news. And if you look at the options, genes introduced in GM plants, yes, this is an important category, so this can be the answer. Then development of India's own, this also is an important category. Radio collars for wildlife tracking, this is not important. This is similar to the temple architects option in the previous question, or the Theosophical Society option in Madnapalli question. And spread of viral diseases, this is very, very important. This question was asked in 2021, and in the last 2-3 years, it is viral diseases only, corona mainly, that has dominated the news. So most likely this will be the answer, and actually this is the answer to this question. Hi officers,